Hey everyone, I've had a few requests to share or show how I made my track, The Impact. I did this back in 2014. I could be honest with you. My workflow has changed drastically since, so I'm gonna show you exactly what I have done back then when I just opened this project for the first time since. And to be quite honest, I feel like the mix it was kind of dark, so I just went ahead and added a little bit of EQ here, just increase a little bit of that high end. I wouldn't do that if I was working on this project, but I don't have the time really to go back into individual tracks and start EQing again. So for the sake of this, I don't want to say tutorial, but in the sake of just showing you how I did this track, I'm just gonna put that EQ on there, and let's listen to the track, and I'll show you guys what I did on uh, each individual instrument. All right, here we go. All right, that was the track. It's very simple musically. Just one chord progression and kind of goes into that big chorus at the end. Let me show you. So the progression is really in C minor, just basically a simple C minor, and then it goes that G sharp or. That was the beginning, and then the main chord progression was C like that. Yeah, and then I kind of build on that, and then I go to the big chorus at the end. It's like this. Something like that. I don't really remember it that well. So let's head into the instruments. So which piano did I use? All right, was that the Simcoe felt piano? Kind of funny name. Never mind. It sounds pretty good. I don't even remember using that piano in any of my other tracks, but it's beautiful, really. And then I have a little EQ just to roll off some of the low end. And what else? The beginning pad is from Zebra. Sounds like this. And obviously EQ, most of that high end. Let's take off that high end and see what it sounds like with that. Well, that's why I took it off, I guess. And what else? Got Omnisphere here. I think it's playing the main melody in the beginning. Just kind of doubling the piano. Yeah. I got a little bit delay on that. I gotta say, I'm not so organized, really. I don't even have a template that I work with. I just go with the flow and keep adding instruments as I see fit. Probably the worst idea ever, because it takes me forever to get going. That was the pulsing bass. Nothing very special at all. We'll just go from top to bottom, really. These are sub-booms. These, yeah. See, that's exactly why these are the cymbal rolls, and I have it here named as Do, so you can see why I'm so unorganized. These were, let's see. Oh yeah, it's from that Thunder pack. They sound pretty good. It's the Mountain King. Like that, and oops. It's my girlfriend calling. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So, let's see what we use for the strings. I definitely have cinematic strings, I know that. Yeah, cinematic strings, and I think I was just using that. Oh yeah, just one liner here. And then for strings, I always love to layer, especially when doing the quick ostinato stuff, because it kind of gives it that depth. And yeah, so I usually like I was using here the old Spitfire Albion one, and I usually use that for the violins, the ostinato spiccato patch. It's beautiful. It's pretty quick. Cellos, I was definitely using that last. Yeah, I love those. they just kind of have that crunchy sound to them. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. And I'm doubling the violins, yeah, with the last as well. Yeah, I just used the full patches here for the violins 1 and 2. That's pretty much it for the strings, really. Let's listen what they're doing. Yeah, so you can tell I'm using I'm the cellos are doing this quick ostinato line, and I'm doing a cello legato line. So obviously in the real world that wouldn't fly, but when I write music, I'm not too concerned if it's right orchestrally. I kind of used to, but I don't worry about that anymore. If it just sounds good, it sounds good. And here it's just I'm using it to layer it with the horn, so you can't really even hear the line being played. So what else do we got here? Yeah, I usually like to double my ostinatos with a synth. So that's what it's doing here. Let's hear it up. Yeah, so it's that patch from Zebra, and again, I like to roll off a lot of the low end and the high end in the synth because you want to leave room for your orchestral elements to shine. If I would have left all that high end and low end, it would muddy the mix so bad, and you definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, and I got a delay on that to kind of make it bounce left and right. Gives that a wider feel. Choirs, I definitely, it's probably the only library choir library I use. It's the Requiem by ADO, and they're just doing, I guess, some chordals here. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Brass mid, definitely, yep. I'm using the brass mid from Albion. I would definitely move to the new album moving on, but it sounded good then. Let's hear what it's doing. So yeah, just kind of harmony there. The horns, they're only doing that line at the end. Yeah, it's not showing because I've doubled it with a choir. Where is it? Yeah, it's doing that line here. Yeah, I'm lazy, so when I recorded this, I recorded the horns with the strings all at once, so that's what that sign is. And it's doing that line, and I got brass staccatos, and I usually like to double my percussion hits. Gives it more of that depth, makes it sound way bigger. That's what it's doing here. I'm not sure what this was doing. Let's hear it up. Yeah, so that was just doing that bassy kind of tubas and what else? Yeah, we know about the piano. about the pulsing bass. We did the pads. This is another pad I'm using. Omnisphere, yeah. I like to use those pads just to give the mix depth. If I would remove all these synth, honestly, the track would sound so dull. But they're never prominent in the mix. They're kind of just hanging back, and that's just the way I like it. More synth. Yeah. Piano from Omnisphere. Let's see what this was doing then. Yeah, this is just doing the main line here with that felt piano. So both of them together. And I got a bass. This is, yeah. Let's see which bass. Yeah, from Juggernaut. It's obviously nothing exciting there. It just gives that low bottom more depth. And I'm layering the brass slow. And I can, yeah, I like this patches a lot. It's from the old album. So you can see there's lots of layering doing the exact same thing, and that's what gives the my tracks maybe that big sound is layering. Oh yeah, and that female melody vocals at the end does. Yeah, and I'm sure I could work on the modulation way more to make it sound more realistic, but again, I'm way too lazy for that. Yeah, and in the mix it didn't sound too bad, so there's more sub hits. Boom. Yeah, the booms from the Bravo. Great pack, by the way, by Daniel James. And I'm using Metal Masher here on that sub booms. I'm not sure why. Let's see. Let's take that off. Doesn't make much difference. I think I was just compressing a little bit. Yeah, and for the percussions, action strikes. Nothing special. The chasing accents. D16 feel. Let's hear that. Yeah, sounds massive, obviously, and that's just lots of reverb. Yeah, using East-West, the Quantum Leaf Spaces. This is a preset I'm using. I've dialed back here the dry signal to push the percussions back in the mix. And I'm sending as well a little bit into the main reverb to kind of glue everything, to kind of glue the percussions with everything else. I'm not doing any EQ here. If I was working on this track now, I'd roll off a little bit at low end to give the mix a little bit more clarity. These are, let's see, yeah, just loops, hi-hat loops left and right. The whooshes, you can't do a trailer mix or a trailer track without some of those whooshes. Yep. Let's see what we're using for the whooshes then. Yeah, as well, Bravo here. And oh, damn, these are big hits. What was that? Oh yeah, the Son of Connecticut. I don't even remember which pack this was. Oh, the Tootie. That's pretty much it, guys, what I did for this track. Nothing on the master bus, really. I have, like I said, I just inserted this a master EQ. I actually learned this from Nolly, the bassist for a band called Perth Reeds, a metal band. Kind of works here. Just because I'm lazy, I don't want to go back into the single tracks and EQ everything else. And I've got Ozone, just a harmonic exciter here, and I've got a multi-band compression, just compressing 1 to 2 dB, just about that's more than I would do now as well. And then there's a limiter that's doing absolutely nothing. It's no gain there at all. And I like to put an EQ always at the end, just kind of see where my EQ curve is going. That's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, hit me. Oh yeah, I didn't show what horns I'm using. Always the 12 horn ensemble from Cine Samples. Amazing. And I usually like to, I like to use the mid mix. It kind of puts it back where it's supposed to sit without doing much EQ. Yeah, I'm doing 0 EQ here. And that's it, guys. Very simple. That track was about layering, having a nice chord progression, and that's it. Hopefully this is what you guys were looking for. If you have any questions, hit me, and if there's any other tracks you guys want to learn how I did it, please let me know. For now, take care. Subscribe to my SoundCloud, YouTube if you like what I do, and see you soon. Take care, guys.